Good morning, everybody. I wanted to share with you this quick broadcast. I wanted to share with you something that seems to happen every now and then to some of my merchant partners, and this is a really easy, helpful tip. If you should ever receive some inaccuracies with your merchant account and the IRS records, and this can cause real problems if you don't catch the letter, because they usually just send you a letter. So hopefully you check your mail often enough. If you're like me, you probably check it once a month. I don't really get a lot of mail that is important, that's urgent like that, but definitely if you ever get a letter that has something like this on the title, immediate action required. This is to me and my business, but because this might not surprise you, but it happens to everybody. If one dot, one period, one letter, one anything is not correct with the IRS records, then your merchant account won't line up with what the IRS is reporting. So when they go to send their 1099-K on what you've processed for your merchant account by the end of the year, it won't line up with the IRS records, and that can create some problems in reporting. And so the IRS won't be having any of that. So I just wanted to share with you this quick tip because it's really helpful, and it's really actually very simple to get resolved if you know exactly what to do, because a lot of the questions that I get when this letter really have to do with, are they, do I owe them money? And the answer is typically no, if it is regarding this exact matter. And the simple answer is that, simple thing what's going on is that whatever they submitted on your merchant application does not match the IRS records. And this is how you can simply fix it. If you know exactly what your merchant statements, or you can call your merchant provider with the 800 number in the top corner of your merchant statement, you can find out what they have on record for your legal name. Not all times what comes in your merchant statement is your legal name. It might be your doing business as, or a fictitious name, or location names, or anything like that. But if that name does not line up with the IRS records, then you need to submit documentation to your merchant provider evidencing that they have an incorrect legal name. And they take this stuff pretty seriously because it's very important for accuracies with reporting the monies and security on your account as well. So just wanted to share with you this simple thing because it can seem very overwhelming, like, oh great, I got to jump into the shark infested waters of the IRS and be on phone for hours and hours a day to try and figure out what's going on, and I don't even know where to begin. And sometimes these letters from merchant providers are pretty simple and generic, and so they cannot always give you a lot of helpful, simple information, but I can give you that now. So the simplest way to fix this is to verify what your legal name is. So the first thing that you could, there's many ways that you can do that. If you don't recognize right off the bat that the legal name doesn't appear to be wrong from what you know, you can verify this quickly and easily with the IRS. And you can do this by calling the 800 number. It's a business helpline. It's available for everybody, especially business owners, but the number is, write this down, it's 800-829-4933. And this is the business helpline for the IRS. And what this line is, I don't know exactly how much it's going to give you, but I do know it gives you access to the 147C letter. So you'll get an agent on the phone. And here's a quick tip, is that if you want to be on the phone the least amount of time, call on Wednesday between breakfast, before morning and lunch. That is their least hold time. I've been on the phone with them for as little as 5 minutes and having things completely addressed. And so usually Wednesdays, middle of the month, but typically these letters are not extremely urgent. They will most processors will make a pretty good attempt at trying to keep you informed about, because the repercussions of not updating these records could be a withholding of 24% of your credit card deposits, so almost a quarter of all your credit card deposits. And if you're a real day-to-day cash flow business, this could be very dramatic if they withhold that and you're not aware of what they're doing. So what you do is you call the IRS, you get an agent on the phone, and what you're looking for is for verification documents. And so select the prompts that are appropriate to your business structure. Mine's an LLC, so I went down that line, and I requested a 147C letter, which is free. And what they're going to do is they're going to either fax that to you if you're standing by the fax on a secure line dedicated to you. So I have a fax machine here, so it can come directly to me. If you don't have that, they will mail it to the address on file. Say you provide, they're going to ask you for verifying information, and say that information that they are using to look up your with your legal name, your employer identification number. I think they use the address and your what you believe is your legal name. If they're not able to locate your account, what they will do is they will request that an EIN letter, verification letter, be sent to the address on record. So they will put in the address and they will put in the EIN and they will mail a letter to this address, and it takes 10 to 15 calendar days, so about 3 weeks, give or take. But this letter will arrive and it will have your exact legal name as it's recorded with the IRS. You can take that letter and submit it to your merchant processor, who will typically within a matter of days. This is usually treated as very serious. When it comes to withholding funds, people move a little bit quicker. It's very important. It can make people very upset. And so this process, though, can be very simple. So just to recap, if you get a letter like this, immediate action required, requesting, stating that your legal name does not match your merchant records and that you need to supply documentation to update, and you're not aware of why it's incorrect and you need to verify that legal name, call the IRS at 800-829-4933 and request a 147C letter, which is free, and provide, if you're not able to match up and they are not able to locate your exact legal name, you'll be able to provide that to them and they'll verify it to you. But if they're not able to actually look up your exact legal business, then you can request a letter to be mailed to you verifying the EIN and legal name. And that letter will be mailed out in 10 to 15 calendar days, like I said. If that contact information when the letter arrives is incorrect and they have it wrong, it's very simple to update. You can submit a form 8822 and they will be able to update information. For me, all I had to do was send a letter, and because they had Orange Sock Pay, and this is not Orange Sock Pay, we're Orange Sock, because we're named after a memory of Private First Class Luke Joshua Brown, who was 82nd Airborne, and he used to wear orange socks up to his knees. And we're unique like he was, and we strive to have a character-driven business and be truthful and honest and forthcoming and just do whatever's best for the merchant. And if our visions align with supporting where their visions are, then we move forward in business together and support them. So I hope this information helps. If you ever get a letter, you have any questions, I'm glad helping people that aren't my business partners yet. I know the merchant industry can be pretty confusing and people don't really know. And I run into people every day who can't get a hold of their sales reps. And I think that's very unaccountable, but we all have things happen in our life, so I can't throw any of my colleagues under the bus that quickly, because life can happen. But if you need any help, I'll be glad to help you in any way. Again, my name is Mark Brown. I'm founder of Orange Sock, and I hope this helps. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great week.